Hello, welcome. Wednesday, maths. Well done yesterday. I know the having to do it on two different parts is quite tricky at times, but it's really important that you did yesterday's work to be able to access the work that we're going to do today. Because we're going to take the two parts that we did yesterday and we're going to put them together and we're going to work out percentages of amounts. Now, we come across these questions in our arithmetic papers quite often. Sometimes they come across in word problems, and we're going to look at that tomorrow. But mostly, we're going to kind of focus a little bit on this today and go through it and show you how to work out percentages of amounts. So the skills that we learned yesterday, or the skills that we refreshed yesterday, because we've actually learned them already, but we refreshed them, hadn't we, yesterday, was dividing by 10, 100, and 1,000. And then multiplying decimals. And if you understood that yesterday and you figured out that actually if I'm dividing by 10, 100 and 1,000 and I'm getting a decimal and then we're multiplying it, then hopefully you understood that that's the two things that we're going to put together today, and we're going to create quite an easy method, I'm hoping, quite an easy process to solve the problems. Now, I'm just going to move this down a little bit. Welcome back to the spare room classroom, where I'm doing all my work at the minute, having been kicked out the dining room area, whilst Mrs. Humphries does her work. So, how do we figure out percentages of amounts? So let's start with something relatively small, relatively simple, and let's go for something like 7% of, and let's keep the numbers small, 25. Now, how do we solve that? So, what we do is, the first job is that we take this number and we divide this number by 100. So we don't have to worry about dividing by 10, and we don't have to worry about dividing it by 1,000. They're just good skills to know and to continue. But what we need to do is how to divide it by 100. So we take our number 25, and we know we're dividing it, so we know we need a decimal, and we know we can put our headers in and create our columns, and this is what we did yesterday, wasn't it? And then we've got tenths, and we're going to need hundredths as well. And then we've got this decimal that we're going to keep in the same spot. It's got its own column, but it's kind of not there really when we start moving them. And then we divide it by 100. Now we know with 100 we've got 2 zeros, so we're going to take it down 2 steps of our columns. So the 2 goes 1, miss that one out, 1, 2, so the 2 goes in there. And then the 5 will go there, because we want 2. And then we've got the answer 0.25. So we've got the answer 0.25, and what do we do with this? Well, what we actually do with that number is then we multiply that number by the percentage. So here we're going to multiply it by 7. So we've got 0.25 multiplied by 7. Now the decimal place stays the same. We learned that yesterday. Doesn't move. And then we multiply. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 2 is 14. And remember that we add this, even though we're multiplying, we add this number that's underneath. 7 times 2 is 14. Add the 3 is 17. And then 7 times 0 is 0. Just remember, anything multiplied by 0 remains as a 0. But we have 1 here. So 7% of 25 is 1.75. And that's our answer. Now, I'm going to lift you up a bit so I realise you can just see my mouth, which may not be a bad thing. Rather than seeing the rest of it, look at this hat. I'm having to wear a hat now because my hair is just unruly. So, how do we then solve that? The numbers are different and the numbers are more difficult. So, let's change it. Now, the process doesn't change. Now, the reason that I showed you that yesterday's work was because I just didn't want the process to change. The process, once you understand the process, once you've figured the process and the process doesn't change when we're solving it, we can work out anything. We can work out any percentage of a number. Remember, percentages will start at 1 and finish at 100. So we can work out any percentage in there that we want to. So if we kept the number 25, for example, but we changed the percentage that we were looking at, so we said, well, let's look at 92%. It's a big number, that, isn't it? 92% of 25. It doesn't matter that this number is bigger. You're going to end up with a smaller number because 100% of 25 is 25. So 92% is going to be 8% less. Now, there's two ways you can work this out. You can work out 8% and take it away from 25, or you can do the process that we've just done. So we do the process that we've just done. We've got 25 as a number. So we set out our columns. We've got the tens columns, we've got the ones columns, we've got the decimal column, don't forget the decimals. Then we've got the tenths, then we've got the hundredths. So I'm going to set it out, and then we'll do the same process and take it down by 2 because we're dividing it by 100 each time. Remember, not 10, not 1,000, by 100 each time. 100 has 2 zeros, so we're moving it down the column by 2. And so I now have this number here, and I'm going to multiply this number here by 92. Now, just like we did yesterday, I'm going to rub this out in a minute, I'm going to reset it out. Just like we did yesterday, because it's quite tight, isn't it? Quite cramped, and I don't want that. Just as we did yesterday, we're going to multiply each number, not forgetting the decimal places, but also not forgetting the placeholder for the 0 of the tens number. And it doesn't matter whether it's a 10, or a 20, or a 30, or a 40, or a 50, or a 60, or a 70, or 80, or a 90. Because they all have a 0, we need to make sure that we are remembering that placeholder in our working out. Let me just work this out. 0.25, remember 0.25 multiplied by 92. Remember that, please. So, what was it? Oh yeah, 0.25 multiplied by 92. And I've got a bit more space now, and that's nice because I know I need 2 columns here. I'm multiplying by 2 numbers, so I need space for 2 here and an answer box, because remember, I'm going to add these 2 numbers up. My answers I will add up. I'll multiply them, then my answers I'll add up, and then I'll put the answer here. So the first lot I'm going to multiply by 2, I'm going to put that in there, and then multiply by 0. It's got 1 0, so I'm going to put 0 in there. Placeholder already in. Oh, don't forget my decimal places. There's a decimal place there. Decimal place is going to go here. Decimal place is going to go here. Decimal place is going to go here. Not moving. Will not move. Stays in the same place. Does not move. Will not move. Will never move. Okay? If you didn't understand that, the decimal place doesn't move. Keep it in the same place. So, 2 times 5, we're going to multiply everything, this top number, by 2. 2 times 5 is 10. We've got a 0 there, we've got a 1 there. 2 times 2 is 4, we've got 1. That's 5. We add that on, remember, cross them out. 2 times 0 is 0. So, there's a 0. So, 0.25 multiplied by 2 is 0.50. Now, I know mathematically that makes sense, because double 2.5, that's what 2 is, and doubling is 0.5. So I know that's the case. Now, how do we work out this next part? So we've got to multiply by 90. I've got my placeholder in there, which allows me, in a nifty way, to just multiply the rest of it by 9. So 5 times 9 is 45. 9 times 2 is 18. And then add the 4, because I've got to add that 4 that's come over. So 9 times 2 is 18, add the 4 is 22. And 9 times 0 is 0, but we've got to add the 2 there, so it's actually a 2. We'll cross those out so we don't get them mixed up with our next part, because we've got to add. So now we've got this. And what do we do? So we go down the columns, don't we? 0 plus 0 is 0. Nothing add nothing is nothing. 5 add 5 is 10, so 0, and then the 1 goes across. 2 add 0 is 2, and then add the 1 is 3. And then 2 add nothing is 2. So my answer is actually 23.00. Now, when anything after the decimal point is 0, I can get rid of it. So actually my answer is 23. But if, for example, you were in a test and you put 23.00, you might not necessarily get that right. It might be absolutely fine because technically it's right. But just remember that after the decimal place, any zeros after that, you don't need. So my answer for 92% of 25 is 23. Now, things do get trickier. So let's keep, and I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll keep 92%, because it's a big number. And it's nearly a whole. So 92% is nearly 1 whole. Yeah? It's nearly 100%, isn't it? So we're going to be dealing with some big numbers, bigger numbers. That's what we say at home with Arlo, bigger numbers. 92% of, let's up it a little bit, 143. Now, the process doesn't change, does it? I've got to divide the first part by 100. So 1, 9, 4, 1, 3, 9. Decimal. hundreds, tens, ones, line, tenths, line, hundredths, line. Divided by 100, take it 2 downwards. So we can start with the 1, it goes 1, 2, so the 1 goes in the ones column, goes from the hundreds to the ones column, decimal place needs to go in, needs to stay. Just elongate these lines a little bit. 4 then goes 1, 2, goes in the tenths, 3 goes 1, 2, goes in the hundredths, and now I've got the answer of 1.43. So I then write myself a new calculation, because now I've got to take that number there, 1.43, remember it, 1.43, and I multiply that by the percentage that it's asking me, and the percentage that it's asking me is 92. Again, I'm multiplying by 2 numbers, so I know I need a bigger space here, and I'm going to add them up, so I'll put the add sign there, add my answers up, and I know that this one I'm going to multiply by 2, this one I'm going to multiply by 90, I'm going to take that 0, I'm going to pop it in there, ready to go. Don't forget your decimal places, decimal place, decimal place, decimal point, sorry, decimal point, decimal point. The decimal point does not move, stays in the same place, so they're in the same place all the way down, and they have not moved. And then I go through the process again, so I've got to multiply the top number by, my 1.43 by 2, that's job number 1. 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 1 is 2, 2.886. Oh, works quite well, doesn't it? And then I have to multiply the top number now by 90. Now I've already got my placeholder in, so I've got a little trick, a little cheat there that I can just then go 9, I can multiply by 9. So 9 times 3 is 9, 1827. 9 times 4 is 9. Well, I already know it's 27, so I can just go one more, 36. Come on, this time use your brain. 36. Add the 2 extra is 38. Elongate that one. 9 times 1 is 1, add 3. Sorry, 9 times 1 is, it's not 1, it's 9. 9 times 1 is 9. Add the 3 is 12. So my answer becomes 128.70. And then I have to add them up. And I know that it's going to be a number that's going to be relatively close to 143 because 92% is nearer 100% than 0%. So I know it's going to be near 143. So let's see if that works. 6 add 0, 6. 8 add 7 is 15. Oh, it's wrong again, Mr. It's 15, apologies. 2 add 8 is 10, add the 1 is 11. To elongate this one. 2 add nothing, add 1 is 3. 1 add nothing, so it's 131.56. And that's how we solve percentages of amounts. Now, it doesn't matter what the numbers are, you follow the same process. The process does not change, you follow the same process. Whether it's a 1-digit number, or whether it's say 7% like we did earlier, 25, or whether it's a 2-digit number like we've looked at here, 92%, on the opposite end of the scale, 7% and 92%. It doesn't matter which end of the scale it is, because actually, when you look at it in the way that we're looking at it, you take the number, you divide it by 100, then you take the answer and multiply it by the percentage it's looking at. And if you follow that process, you did yesterday's lesson, and you got yesterday's lesson done, and you understood it, because the 2 mathematical steps were there. And then you do the same for this today, you'll be absolutely fine. Take your time with it. There are 30 questions on there. I am not looking for you to do all 30 questions. I am only looking for you to do 10. Now I'll see who's listened to this video all the way to the end, because if you submit 30 questions, I know you haven't listened. I only need you to do 10. But it's really important that you number them correctly. So if you're on your second question, but you're doing, say, question number 17, you need to write down the question 17. Okay, and the reason why we're asking you to do that, and why it's really important to do that, is that when we're marking them, we know which one we've got to mark. Okay? Alright? Good luck with that. Remember, if you're stuck at any point, just go back to this video. Watch my demonstration again. Watch it again. Watch it again. And if you're still stuck, 1:30, there's a meeting for maths today. It's with me, so I'll be able to help you through it. However, I'm hoping that you've used this video again and again and again,